Hello boys and girls, my name is White Rhino PSO, and today we are playing The Elder Scrolls III Morrowind. And that means that not only can I finally call it a channel tradition to start playing a Bethesda RPG on the first of each year, but also that I get to return to the very first Elder Scrolls game that I ever played. It's been a very long time, and this is going to be a huge nostalgia trip for me. So let's get started. Each event is preceded by prophecy, but without the hero, there is no event. In the waning years of the Third Era of Tamriel, a prisoner born on a certain day to uncertain parents was sent under guard, without explanation, to Morrowind, ignorant of the role he was to play in that nation's history.
They have taken you from the Imperial city's prison, first by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Many fall, but one remains.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up. There you go. You were dreaming. What's your name?
So, there have been a lot of changes between Daggerfall and Morrowind, and one of them is that character creation is handled as part of the game. Back in Daggerfall, you made your character before you ever set foot into the world. In Morrowind and onward, they added in as part of a sort of tutorial, so you kind of understand the mechanics as you're going. Now, I do have a character in mind, and her name is Climbs and Hides, because she is an Argonian, and a lot of Argonians, starting off in Morrowind, let me double check, yeah, that was just a weird looking letter C. A lot of Argonians do have names that have this kind of style.
Well, not even last night's storm could wake you. I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go.
Good old Jube.
Quiet. Here comes the guard.
This is where you get off. Come with me.
W and S move forward and back, A and D move side to side, and the mouse looks around. So, yes, here's good old
You
Jube.
better do what they say.
Thank you, Jube. We don't see him ever again, but he is mentioned, I believe, in Skyrim. And another thing you might notice is that this game is a lot more 3D than Daggerfall was. Everything from the characters to furniture to, you know, food and drinks on tables, which you can actually take a look at, though you can't interact with just yet.
Get yourself up on deck and let's keep this as civil as possible.
Look up at the hatch and press E to open it. E activates objects and people you are looking at.
This is where they want you. Head down to the dock and I'll show you to the census office.
Good old Satanine.
You finally arrived, but our records don't show from where.
Alright, so like I said, I was going to play as an Argonian and as a female. Now, this is actually going to be loosely based off of the character that I first played when I started playing Morrowind back on the original Xbox. Though I believe at the time her name was Alcyone Woodmaker. But yeah, now it's Climbs and Hides. Argonians are resistant to disease, they are immune to poison, and they can breathe underwater, though it's more of a... It's kind of a spell they use rather than just a constant effect thing. They also get bonuses to alchemy, athletics, illusion, medium armor, mysticism, spears, and unarmored.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your release.
After playing Daggerfall for so long, this just going into Seyda like this is absolutely beautiful. Even that horrifying monstrosity standing by the rock there is gorgeous.
Head on in.
Yes, sir. The Seyda Census and Excise Office.
Yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
So, just like in Daggerfall, you do have your choices here. You can answer some questions, and he gives you like a little questionnaire so you can... It'll try to gauge what kind of character you want to play. You can choose from a list of classes or create your own class, which is what I'm going to do. Now, I do have one in mind. A friend of mine did say that when I was playing Daggerfall, it kind of ruined some of the magic of playing the game with just how in-depth I already knew the information of character creation. So this time, I've decided to try and not min-max nearly as much as before, though by the time this series is getting toward the end, I might go against that. Mercenary. Did I spell that right? M-E-R-C-E-N-A-R-Y. Yes. All right, so she's going to be something of a mercenary. Your specialization just boosts a certain set of skills. So going with stealth means that she's going to get a bonus to all of these stealth-favored skills. Favored attributes, these ones start with a slight boost, which is going to be agility, which is going to handle a lot of the stealth-style skills, and luck, which is very vague. It affects every action you do in a small way, and having I believe you get a plus 10 bonus by choosing it as a favorite attribute, and that plus 10 bonus might help us out in the beginning, but might not. All right, so what do we have here? I have it written down. Medium armor. That in Daggerfall, there was only... The armor system was a little weird. In Morrowind and onward, armor kind of falls into different categories. In Oblivion and Skyrim, they only had light and heavy, but in Morrowind there was medium, which is part of why I've chosen it here, as well as... Where we go? Spears. Spears are not a weapon that appears in later Elder Scrolls games, which is another reason why I wanted to choose it here. I'm going with unarmored because Argonians cannot wear certain helmets, and they can't wear boots or shoes at all. So if I ever get hit in the feet or in the head when I'm not wearing a helmet, then this skill will kind of help out with that. So then we've got marksman, because I want to be able to use bows decently. And where is it? Security, because you're going to be doing a whole lot of lockpicking in this game. And then speechcraft and mercantile, so it'll be easier to talk to people, and it'll be get bonuses. It'll be easier to sell things higher and buy things lower. And then some skills to help me out with my adventuring. Armor, so I can repair things on the go. In Daggerfall, you had to leave your equipment at a blacksmith for a while, and they would repair it for you. Enchanting, because I don't really plan on using a whole lot of magic myself, so instead, the enchanting skill will help me get more out of the enchanted items that I find and use, but will also let me eventually enchant things on my own. And where'd it go? Oh, alchemy. So I will be able to eventually make my own potions, maybe, or if nothing else, I believe this helps us get more bonuses out of the potions that we find. Oh, you can type in your own class description, but you never really see that unless you mouse over the name of your class in your character screen. Oh, here we go. Specialization gets +5 to the skills that fall under that specialization. and they'll also be easier to increase. Jesus. So my marksman, security, speechcraft, mercantile, those will be easier to raise. Favorite attributes get 10. So agility, which I believe, yeah, marksman deals with agility. Really, that's it. But marksman is kind of weird in this game compared to Oblivion and Skyrim, so I think I still want that bonus. Doesn't tell me what the major and minors do, though. But, yes, this is the character we are playing for this playthrough.
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
Back when I first played Morrowind, I wasn't really sure what sign to take. I believe I usually took the Lady, just because it gives you a permanent 25-point boost to personality and endurance. But eventually, I started getting in the habit of taking the Atronach, because you get 50 points of spell absorption, which means half the time when an enemy hits you with a spell, you're just going to basically ignore the effects. You also get 2 times as much magicka yourself, but it's stunted, which means that it will not return if you rest. I'm not even sure if it'll return when you sleep in like a bed. I think you can only get it through drinking potions. I believe spell absorption will also fill up your magicka. So if you're low and then you get hit by a spell and is absorbed, then it turns into magicka for you. So in line with going with my old character concept, I'm going with the Atronach.
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
All right, and then it gives us a quick rundown of what the character is going to look like. We're going to have 35 health, 150 magicka, and 160 fatigue. Fatigue goes down a lot faster in Morrowind than it did in Daggerfall. And that might be a problem at times, because just moving at your normal top speed is considered sprinting and will drain your fatigue, and then having lower fatigue makes it more difficult to hit people. All of our major skills are starting at 35, and our minors are starting sort of low. The armor will go up in time. You just buy hammers and beat the hell out of your armor once it's in need of repair. We're already going to have pretty decent athletics, though. Yeah, and water breathing is considered a spell. Doesn't say how much magic it's going to take, though, so hopefully it won't take too much. You now have a stats menu where you can always view your information. Right-clicking allows you to use your menus. When you are done with them, right-click again to close them.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get your release fee.
All right. Read your papers by pressing E while looking at them, then select Take to pick them up. So, everything in the world, almost everything.
Take your papers off the table and go see Captain Gravius.
I heard you the first time, man. So, now we're going to use the release papers for release by Emperor Uriel Septim the 7th? I think that's 7. Which, fun fact, he is actually the same guy that sent us on our quest in Daggerfall. And he's also in Oblivion, at least for a short while. By Emperor Uriel Septim the 7th's decree to the district of Vardenfell in the province of Morrowind. Climbs and hides the Argonian mercenary, signed Sosusius Urgala, agent of the Satanine Imperial Census and Excise, 16th of Last Seed, 3rd Era, 427. You now have an inventory menu, and you can see what you are carrying. Like all menus, right-click to use the new menu. You can click and move objects from the world to your inventory. So, now we can pop open the inventory and see I got a shirt, I got some pants. They gave me a set of shoes, even though I can't wear them. Maybe as some sort of sick joke. And we have our release and identification. Yeah.
Continue through to the next building and talk to Celes Gravius.
Now there is one exploit that some people use. this thing over here, the limeware platter, is worth 650 gold. Now, during the tutorial, you can't be sent to prison. So what people do is pick up the platter, and then before the guard can make it over to you to take it back, you drop it on the floor. And due to game limitations, he won't realize that it's on the floor, and then you can pick it up again later. Let me just close the door behind myself. You should learn how to do combat. Pick up the dagger on the table by activating it with E. So yes, everything on the shelves in this room, well, except for that, can be picked up. So iron dagger, which is not a weapon that we're going to be favoring, but it does want us to put it on. Press R to pull out your weapon. Once it is readied, hold and release the left mouse to swing. So it is a little different in that you don't have to hold down a button and wiggle your mouse around for combat. You can if you want, but I actually have the game set to automatically use whatever best attack there is. Note to Hurskar. Hurskar, don't think I've forgotten our wager. I want this dagger sharp as a scamp's claw by morning. From Ganseal? There's also some crab meat. Ingredients. So this is considered an alchemy ingredient. So right now my alchemy is low enough that I only know the first effect it gives, which is restore fatigue. So if I combine that with other things that have that effect, then I can turn it into a restore fatigue potion. There's bread. Flynn, which is a potion. It's actually booze. It would give me willpower and strength for some time. And for whatever reason, there's a lockpick laying on the table. And lockpicking is a little weird in this game. You pretty much equip it as a weapon, and then you use it on a thing. And each lockpick only has a certain number of uses. So this one had 25, and now it's down to 24. But now I can pull $31 out of there. Get an egg. I'm going to grab those alcohols. That book is worth 40, so I'm going to take it to sell. And then more food items. Just grab those. Oh shit, we got more bread. I think that's everything I want in here. Oh shit, somebody left a penny in that basket. It is going to take me a little bit of time to get used to... You know what? I'm going to grab that torch because... Do torches weigh anything in this one? Yeah, they weigh a pound each. Or... I don't know if that 2 is considered the weight of the whole stack. No, it's the weight apiece. Alright, so I'm at 38 out of 200 weight right now. And through a little courtyard, you now have a map menu. It shows you the name of the places that you are facing. So yeah, we have, this is the, I guess, local map, which shows you the different doors that you know of. There is the Fog of War, so there is world around here. I haven't seen it yet. And then there is the world map, and this is a fairly large map. Not nearly as big as the one in Daggerfall, though. This one you can actually walk from place to place in this game. Alright, so in the barrel we have 1 gold and an engraved ring of healing, which this is part of the tutorial. You have to take this. You now have a magic menu where you can see all your powers, spells, and magic items. Like all menus, right-click to use the new menu. And press F to ready your active magic. So what you do is, first you put it on yourself so it's being worn. and then you click it over here. So now my active spell is the Ring of Healing. So I can hit F to put my hands out, and then left click to actually use the item. Press E to talk to the captain. Select topics to ask about them. Don't try persuasion on him. If you're not good at it, he will start to dislike you. So far, all the different characters have been speaking out loud to me. Jesus Christ, that was a loud sniff. Most of the game...
Your papers, please.
Yes, thank you. Most of the game is handled in dialogue boxes like this. So there's only a very small amount of voice work in this game. Celis Gravius. First, let me take your identification papers. Thank you. Word of your arrival only reached me yesterday. I am Celis Gravius, but my background is not important. I'm here to welcome you to Morrowind. Anything that's blue can be clicked on as if it were part of the topics list over here. Yes, you're in Morrowind. I don't know why you're here, or why you were released from prison and shipped here, but your authorization comes directly from Emperor Uriel Septim VII himself. And I don't need to know any more than that. When you leave this office, you are a free man. Before you go, I have instructions on your duties. Instructions from the Emperor, so pay careful attention. Duties. This package came with the news of your arrival. You are to take it to Caius Cassades in the town of Balmora. Go to the South Wall Corner Club and ask for Caius Cassades. They'll know where to find him. Serve him as you would serve the Emperor himself. I also have a letter for you and a dispersal to your name. So the journal has been updated with the new quest. Directions to Caius is a scroll we get. The package for him and 87 gold. What does he know about Caius? Report to him in Balmora. I can't tell you where to find him, but if you're to go to the Southwall Corner Club and ask for him, someone there will direct you to him. Alright. What can you tell me about the Emperor? Yes, Uriel Septim is still the Emperor. According to my instructions, he personally authorized your release from prison and your delivery here. It's all very mysterious. But that's the way the Empire works. Silence, secrecy. Let not the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Yes, of course, this is the Empire. This is Vardenfell district of the province of Morrowind, and Morrowind has been part of the Empire for over 400 years. So, Morrowind is the district, but Vardenfell is the large island that we're on, which I believe is the majority, at least in the maps that I've seen, is the majority of the landmass. The current emperor is Uriel Septim, 24th of the Septim line. You haven't been in prison that long, have you? Nothing wrong with your head, is there? The men said you were acting a little strange when they brought you in from the ship. Yeah, I was having bad dreams. So another thing that people sometimes like to do, I used to like to do, is way over here, there's a key to the warehouse outside. And once again, if you're able to grab that key and then get into your menu and drop it before Celis Gravius makes a move on you, then you're able to pick it up off the floor again and take it with you. But from here, we are now exiting the tutorial. Press J to use your journal and review what you've been told. You should probably check out Aril's Trade House on the left. You're on your own now. Good luck. This is one of those things that people who have played this either loved or hated about this game. From here on, you can do whatever you want. So there are people who would sometimes drop the package to Caius Cassades or sell it and then break the main quest completely. Like, they wouldn't be able to progress afterward, and, you know, they just basically had to start a brand new game. So even though I haven't played this game in a long while, there are a few things I remember about Seyda-Neen, so I'm going to end up doing those before I move on.
If I can help, I will, but don't take too much time.
And one of them involves talking to Fargoth. Are you the one that the boat dropped off? Odd to see a boat arrive at that time of the day. Hope the Imperials treated you okay. I swear they took my ring. Oh, your ring, huh? I swear one of the guards has it. I had it last week before their weekly Let's Shake Down Fargoth ritual. An engraved healing ring, family heirloom of mine. You haven't seen it, have you? So you can say no and keep the ring, or if you give it to him, You found it. Amazing. Thank you, thank you. You are now my favorite friend. I'll be sure to tell the others, especially my friend Aril, who runs the trade house here. Go see him. He'll be happy to see you. So we lost the ring, but making Fargoth happy has made the owner of the trade house happy, which means we'll be able to get some slight better deals from them. I also remember this guy.
Yes?
Yes, what do you want? If you're looking to get out of Seydanine, I'll be happy to give you a little advice. New here, take the Silt Strider to Vivek or Balmora, fast and cheap, no trouble with wild animals, and smugglers, and bandits, and outlaws. Go see Darvaim Chliran over at the Silt Strider port, over the bridge and east along the water, and tell her Vodunius Nucius sent you. Right, that's me. If you decide to take the Silt Strider, tell them I sent you. Alright, I believe that is also like a sort of... That quest is not actually shown in the journal, but it is a nice little thing to do. How much money do I have on me? 120. That might not be enough.
I'm waiting.
I'm just
What's
walking.
this about?
I'm just walking by, lady.
Any time now.
Yeah, every time you walk by anybody in this game, they are more than happy to say something to you if you're there long enough. Ah, shit. I think I got myself stuck. So, the only time I'm going to be using cheat codes, well, basically the only time I'm going to be using console codes is when I get myself stuck like that. So there's 25 gold and a silverware cup in this tree stump. And I believe this one has something as well. Yes. This one has an iron shard axe, which hopefully will get us a decent amount of money, but sadly is also not the kind of weapon we're going to be using for the most of the game. Yeah, there is something upstairs in the lighthouse too that I'm pretty sure is worth some decent money. You can also, yeah, if you see at the bottom left, when I crouch down, that little icon shows up. That, hold on, let's play main save. That icon shows that we are now sneaking. So, I can bust into this lady's chest, get her 5 gold and a katana. And then upstairs, there's another bread, some more booze, and a book worth 300 gold called The Wraith's Wedding Dowry. At the bottom you see I gained a bit of skill. In Morrowind and onward, there are certain books in the world that just opening them will contribute to one of your skills. So I just got a little bit of extra money. Well, a little bit of extra skill in unarmored. And now we should have a decent amount of money to head over to the trade house. And as you can see, I'm not moving very quickly, but this is still considered a sprint. Like,
Make it quick, Outlander.
shut up. This is just walking, and then this is sprinting, but sprinting lowers your fatigue. At the bottom left, you can see the green bar is going down pretty quickly. Alright, and now we are in... Oh, the pain of it all, huh? Now we're in Aril's trade house, and I'm going to make a few purchases. See, his disposition starts at 80 out of 100 because I made his buddy Fargoth happy. Welcome to the trade house. I barter for goods or coin. I also have a small selection of spells for sale. No credit. You want a little advice? That's free. That's all that's free. Would you like to hear about our most popular potions? Or most popular scrolls? You know what? Sure. If you want to live to a ripe old age, buy a weapon and as much armor as you can wear and still run from trouble. Buy a spell or two and practice your skills. Don't practice on citizens. We call that foul murder, and we don't like it. But you can kill smugglers and bandits and other outlaws all you like. Outlaws have no rights. Plenty of adventurers make a living from killing and looting outlaws. That smuggler scum down in Adamasartus, for instance, that cave down near the Siltstrider platform. So that's also not really a quest, but it's just a character giving you a bit of information, which,
I do enjoy a good conversation.
me too, guy. There's a lot of that in Morrowind where they give you information without actually putting it into your quest journal. But, it looks like I'm already out of time and gonna have to do my purchases in the next video.
I don't recall using teleportation, and yet there I was. Alone. Naked.
Alright, this guy's freaking me out a little bit.
There's
So,
someone watching me. I can tell.
are you guys gonna let me do my outro or what? So, as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.